Over the years, feminism has come to mean many things. But feminism is not male bashing. It's patriarchy smashing. Feminism is not a gender fight. It's a fight for equal rights. Feminism is more than just having your say. It's a battle for making the same pay. Feminism is fighting against victim shaming and body shaming. Feminism is fierce, feminism is friendly, and feminism is free. And sometimes, you're a feminist even if you don't claim to be. Feminism could mean running your own home or hitting a home run. Feminism could be building muscle at the gym or having the ability to recite your own hymns. Feminism is the freedom to ink and sometimes even to raise a stink. Feminism means you can be the expletive-spouting Nagma in Gangs of Wasipur or the punch-packing Babita Phogat. It means the ability to find your own and to follow your gut. And our panelists today have done and embodied all these definitions and a lot more. So can we please have a huge round of applause for our panelists today. Our first panelist is Richa Chadha. She's an award-winning, versatile actress who has played very important roles for cinema today. She's the silently fierce Devi in Masan, and she was the bold Bholi in Fukre. She's spoken about her battle with the big B, which was bulimia, and how she overcame it. Our second guest today is Sania Malhotra, who won hearts and applause for her role as Babita Phogat in Dangal. In an interview to me, Sania once said that she's very comfortable in her own skin, which is also possibly why she was so comfortable in her character's skin. And finally, we have Bani J. She wears a lot more than a heart on her sleeve, as you can see. She wears huge biceps, well-defined triceps, and a whole host of glorious tattoos. She's the epitome of cool, and she's a bigger boss than whose house she just came out of.
Hello.
Hey, what up?
Okay, so I'm just going to start.
Go for it.
The session is called Fierce Creatures, Why I'm a Feminist. So I started talking about how there are so many definitions and dimensions that feminism has taken on now. So how do you define feminism and what do you think it is not? Richa, first.
Yeah.
Feminism, sisterhood.
This is the power of a sisterhood. Feminism to me is common sense. Feminism to me is believing that just like you can't hate somebody because they have big ears, you can't hate someone because their organs are different from yours. So feminism to me is really something that we should have had all along, but we'll fight for it.
What about you, Sania?
Okay. Hello, everyone. Feminism for me is...
It's a very serious question.
Pensive.
Very nice question. Your question hurt me. Feminism for me is... it's a state of mind, I think. It's being comfortable. It's being equal, and it's being... it's being you. I think you are correct if people don't... we all are feminists. And it's not about us being superior to somebody. No, it's being equal.
Lovely. Bani?
Thank you. All right, since they've already said everything, I just think that, you know, being a feminist, I really have an affinity towards labels. Like, I just don't like it when people say, oh, you're a feminist because this is what you do, this is what you stand for and stuff like that. I think that, like you guys just said right now, it is about common sense. I think it is something that just goes beyond just having different organs, man. And I think that we need to have that kind of respect for each other just to be better human beings in getting along with each other. So it's a much broader thing that goes way beyond just being a female and a male. I just think that we should just be better, and it should be easier, And shout out to all the guys who are here, because I'm sure it's not easy for you all to be here standing with all of these women who are like, talking about all these issues today. So shout out to all the guys.
I wish there were more men in the audience.
I know, I don't know why there's no more men. All the women, you should have brought the guys.
We're not discussing menstrual cramps.
I know, the guys should have come.
We should have had more men in the audience.
Yeah.
Women know what we're talking about.
Yeah, we need the men
They are
to
the
be
ones
here.
that need to know what goes on.
But these guys never listen, the guys.
Okay, so let's talk about one of the biggest things that we deal with as women and men, but more women, I think. Bodies. We've all struggled with them. Sanya, by the way, has not, because she's a unicorn and brilliant.
Actually, I have encountered my
Oh, you
share of body shaming.
Okay.
But being happy and healthy it's before Dangal, when I was not so much into fitness. I was really happy and healthy, and I felt good about my body weight. So I decided to not be bothered by such comments. But yeah, I'm very happy about it, and I think we all should be. After Dangal also, when I am so much into fitness, I'm not always counting my calories. I think food is nourishment, whatever I'm eating. And it's important to teach our kids also. It's not important to how the way you look. It's who you are actually. It's more important. Yeah.
Richa, you've dealt with bulimia, as we spoke about, and you've talked about it. So tell us a little bit about why you think that women face so many insecurities. I mean, you're a smart, successful woman. So what is it? What happened?
I'm a smart, successful woman, but I'm also a person. Right. And I have emotions and feelings, and I can crack. And that's okay. Having said that, I think if women spend half as much time discussing the problems that they face with respect to the money they make, with respect to the properties they should own, with respect to basic rights in the marriage, sexual abuse as when you were a child, if we spent half as much time discussing any of those things than we spent reading columns about how quinoa is really good for you, it would be a very different world.
Yeah. Also, I think a lot of people don't it's very difficult to understand what it's like when you're in the limelight, when you're in the industry, when you've done movies, and to have the kind of pressure that you have on yourself. Like, I can completely understand what Richa is talking about, because I didn't know that you were suffering from bulimia, by the way. So, because I've worked with Richa many times, she's been a friend of mine, and I can understand the kind of pressure you feel. Like, you might just wake up and you feel fat one day, but it's completely different when you're working on a project which is in the limelight. You're getting so much publicity all the time. No matter where you go, people are taking pictures of you, and it takes nothing. They don't even think about just passing 2-3 comments about, yaar itni moti lag rahi hai, yaar kya pehen kar aayi hai. But the kind of damage that can do to a person is just, you cannot imagine the scale. And it goes further than just online trolling and journalists being irresponsible and stuff like that. It hurts, man. It really fucking hurts. So she's not saying it as crassly as I'm saying it, because I just want everyone to understand that it is so shitty when people are shitty. And I think that women also fall victim to this all the time. We do it to each other. It's disgusting. Yeah. We should not berate each other. And the thing is, we've been conditioned also like this since we were young to be like, ye tumhari competition hai, you must be threatened by this woman, ye aapki pati chori karke bhag jayegi. Whatever the fuck it is, it's just so stupid. And we need to get over this shit, man. Seriously. Why can't I just look at you and say, you're so beautiful, and actually mean it? And not want to say, yaar ye sundar to lag rahi hai, par isne kuch to karaya hoga. Fuck! Can we get over this shit? I would love that. Like, come up and talk to me and tell me I'm awesome. No, let me finish.
Please do.
I'm making such a good point. I'm getting goosebumps. But I hope you felt what I was trying to say. Because I love you guys. Girls, sorry.
Okay, so let's talk about the manly tag. Sanya, I don't know if you got it after your role in Dangal. You didn't get it, but I heard you got a very interesting reaction where people mistook you for a boy from the back, which is what you told me. Yeah. So can you share that anecdote? That's actually quite interesting.
No, not the manly tag. I don't know. Is it a manly type? They used to think that I'm a boy.
Dude, they call me manly. And
What?
like, they call me manly because apparently
Muscles don't have a gender.
No, muscles are only for men who have, like, if you have testicles, you're allowed to have muscles.
Huh.
If you do not have testicles, you are not. I've been
Then
told
you
this,
look
you guys,
manly.
on a daily basis for years. And I was just like, okay, fine, I have balls also. Now I'm allowed to have muscles. क्या है ये भाई? मतलब तुम सुनना क्या चाहते हो मुझसे? Like, what is it you want to hear from me? I don't understand.
Okay,
But,
so I
yeah,
was,
she was
I'm
my body
I'm
inspiration.
embarrassing everybody right now, but I'm making my point. Please
While
carry
we
on.
were prepping up for Dangal, I
Right.
used to stalk Bani on Instagram, Fatima and I both.
right.
And then we used to get inspired by her and do more weights, और करते हैं, और मारते हैं squats. I still do body weights and I don't care what people think if I have muscles or I'm looking manly. It's shitty because actually muscles don't have a gender.
Yeah.
It's sad.
So, Richa,
You look very hot.
when they talk about something like this, I mean, we do know that the entertainment industry, as most industries, are inherently sexist. Some of the content that comes out. You yourself did a video recently on how Bollywood is all about the stalking and the molesting. And so, firstly, how did people react to that video? And secondly, how does it feel to be part of such an industry, and what do you do to fight it actively, if at all?
It's a large question. I don't know how many people even saw that video here. It was a video about how subconsciously or maybe overtly some films that we've grown up watching encourage some kind of sexual harassment or molestation or just being derogatory towards women in general. And there was silence from my fraternity, which is okay. Because, it's not about pointing fingers at a producer or a actor or a filmmaker. It's about saying that this is it. I remember we were really little, this song came out, Lal Dupatte Wali Apna Naam To Bata. And this was one of the featured songs in the video. And I remember that we were really little, but there were boys in my class who were pulling and tugging at the girls. And the girls thought, okay, this is like, it's humoring, it's like, oh, we're just having some fun. And it was very violent to me. But I was also doing it. I was doing it to the girls, I was doing it to the guys. And I just felt like how it becomes so normalized for us to just watch these things year after year. And you don't know what kind of an impact they have on you, especially if you have children or if you watch how, you can't turn the male gaze on yourself and then, and I don't fight it because I don't enter that space, maybe. So I've been lucky in my choice of projects. I'm talking to a lot of women here, and we've all been in this boat where we get either a sexist comment like, अरे वो तो PMS कर रही है, या अरे वो तो यार उसका पति उसके साथ ऐसा, वो काली है ना इसलिए उसका मूड ऐसा रहता है. All that you take, you don't even think it's a problem because we all indulge, and feminism is not a biological thing. You can be a woman and be sexist, like the principal of the school yesterday who said girls shouldn't have boyfriends. I don't know. So, men can be feminists and women can be patriarchal. So I'm saying my strategy is I can't change the world, but maybe I can change what I'm working on right then. So I get in and then I make my voice heard. You know?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes, we know. You make perfect sense.
Lovely. Okay, let's play a little game. Sorry. Okay. Okay. So we'll call it sexist encounters. I was going to call it fastest finger first, and which one of you can show the finger the fastest. I'm going to say a couple of sexist things that people may say to you, or some encounters that you may have, and you tell me how you're going to react to them. Okay? So we'll start with Richa. Okay. And Auntie Ji in the metro tells you, "हो बेटा, आपका तो bra strap दिख रहा है."
मैं तो बुरा.
We'll get to you, Vani. You have your own encounters.
What has happened to me is that what we call Aga bhai chaddi diste in Bombay, the ABCD, Aga bhai chaddi diste, the low-rise jeans were in at one point in time. If every time you raised your hand in the female compartment of a local train, like sometimes your underwear would show and you were in the ladies compartment so you didn't really care. But a bunch of really frustrated, moralistic, upright women did. So then I started wearing underwear with had things written on it like spank me, bite me, I want you. I said अगर पढ़ रहे हैं तो कुछ तो message मिले.
So you don't need to react. You have your reaction written right down. Okay, Sanya. Guy on the street Eve teases you and I know what you can do. So please be honest. Okay, no words there. No words required. Okay, Bani. Family member says, Beta, Bani, with these tattoos, you'll never get married, no?
My family members would never say this because my mother herself has tattoos. So,
Right.
sorry.
But hypothetically, if you had somebody who said that to you, assume it's
Who
not
said
your
what?
family, how would you react?
What's this thing? What are they saying?
Let
to
me rephrase.
हाँ जी, बोलो.
How many times has a film production company told you that oh, you're great, you're hot and sexy and beautiful, but can you tone down the edge a little bit?
You know, this is really funny because a really famous casting director whose name I refuse to take. What is her name? She actually said to me once when I went to meet her, she's a friend of mine now. I sat down next to her. She was doing auditions for like really big film projects and stuff. And I sat down next to her and she goes, so have you grown a penis yet? And I sat down and I was like, nope, not yet. Still working on it. I'll let you know. So that's how I deal with it. I'm like, what else are you going to say? I'm working
Okay.
on it. I'll let you know.
So Richa, someone says, Apna, you're too healthy for this role. What would you say?
See, that is a very technical thing. If a film needs me to look like, if I had to play Sanya's part, then I would have to drop a few sizes.
No, but it's not actually required. It's something like, say, an item number or something like that. If someone says
But
that to you.
you probably don't know me if you're suggesting that I will be in an item
No, I'm
number.
not suggesting that you would be in one, but I'm saying how would
No,
you
I
react?
love item numbers as long as I find them empowering and the woman is enjoying herself rather than rather than really objectionable lyrics that compare body parts to food items.
Yeah. Okay. Sanya, what would you say if somebody said, Arey, but you look like a boy, no? So how will you do this part? And it's a regular role of a regular girl, say, going to college.
I look like a boy.
I didn't say it. The person in this encounter said it.
Huh? Exactly.
Okay, Bani, last question. Somebody tells you, we can only pay you half of what we pay the male anchor, but you will get more exposure.
They probably mean your clothes.
No one's ever said this to me in my life. I'd be like, acha, usually when people say, अरे इतना budget नहीं है, we can give you like 50% of what you're asking for. I was like, हाँ ठीक है, तो मैं 50% effort कर दूंगी आप लोगों के लिए. I'll come, I'll give 50% of my effort and I'll go. ठीक है? I've said this before. I'm like, okay man, if you can only pay me 50% of my fees, I will give you 50% of my effort. There you go.
Nice. Okay, so let's talk about female friendship and female bonds and how important they are. Bani, as you know, is very close to Gohar. Their friendship is all over social media.
Who's not here? They didn't even tell me. They were asking me this question. I was like, I'll show you my friendship. Gohar! But you never told me, so.
No, so how important are female friendships to you?
They're so important to me. They're massively important to me, and it's not just got to do with people that you're related to, you're born into relations with them, and then they just happen to be women. Because my Boogie Masi's out here in the back, because I can see Sandeep Uncle, so I know she's back there. There you go, that's Boogie Masi back there. She's like my third aunt, I think, but I call her my Boogie Ma because I feel that close to her. So it's not just a matter of I didn't grow up with her. I got in touch with her maybe 5-6 years ago. And I thought she's a remarkable woman. And I was like, I need this woman in my life, man. She can inspire me. And I think it's very important to be inspired by people in your lives. And especially, we need strong role models. I was raised by a single mother. So for me, relationships with women are complicated also. As they are for most women, I'm sure. No one wants to admit it, how fucked up they can get. But they're super fucked up. Because it's like, everything has so many layers to it. You know what I mean? Like, you want to be straight up and you want to be nice. And you know what I mean? Like, then I'm wondering, I'm sitting there, I'm like, yeah, but ye bol to rahi hai, but like, what does she really mean? But like, it's really nice and easy. But yeah, I feel like a guy, then I'm like, But she's saying, yeah, but I think she means no. I'm so confused. Then I feel like those internet memes, I'm just like, what is the meaning of all this? But like with Gohar, for example, it's the greatest friendship actually, because it's a girl who's in the industry. We support each other in everything we do. We're there for each other. I kind of hate giving it such a gender thing, because like we're bros also, we're sisters also, we're soul friends, we're everything. Like, and I think it's really cool, because then if you just lift off the gender thingy, then you can, and lift off labels, then you can be everything for everybody. I can be your brother, I can be your sister, I can be your daughter, I can be your, like whatever you need me to be, I will just be there. And I really wish we were like that more often.
Richa, what about you? Any female idols or best friends that have sort of...
I have a global network of sisterhood. I think it's very important and very nurturing. And I'll tell you the reverse of that actually. If you flip that question around, there's something called female sabotage, which we've all been conditioned to do. When we are kids, they're like, oh, uske baal, uska boyfriend. And we are taught this. And it's like, guys, question it around you the next time it happens. A PR person once told me, तुम्हारे कोई story डालनी है, cat fight की डाल दे, no one takes them seriously anyway. Cat fight हो गया, ठीक है, फिर दोस्ती हो गई. Instagram पे poster डाल देना, photo. So we are trained to compete with each other as if the world is ending, as if there will be no men left for any of us. Why don't we compete for resources? Why don't we compete for jobs on merit? Why don't we compete for education and opportunities? And why don't we pull each other up and say, hey, come on. If you are secure, you don't have to put somebody else down. Female sabotage is the worst kind of thing that happens, because according to me, the oppression of women historically is the biggest oppression in the history of the world. It's bigger than the oppression of minorities. It's bigger than the oppression of, say, Native Americans in America, Dalits in India, or any kind of thing. It's a global phenomenon. Everybody sort of comes together and like, oh, come, let's oppress women. Whether it's the Taliban or whether it's the current American president, it's the same thing. If you read what they are saying, it's the same damn thing. So, if we really need to get somewhere, none of what we have today came easy. We didn't have the right to vote. There's strange property acts. There's also rules on how women should conduct themselves, travel, what we wear, etc. If we don't stand together, we don't have a chance.
Absolutely. Sanya, you met Geeta and Babita. You went for Geeta's wedding, if I'm not wrong. So, how was it meeting them, and how inspiring were they to you?
I met Geeta, Babita, and I met Vinesh Fogart also. I met their sister Ritu. I remember there were so many people. I think गाँव से बहुत सारे गाँव से लोग आ गए थे to see Amir sir, and the whole security and the policemen were only busy with Amir sir. And I remember मैं Nitish sir और Sakshi ma'am. तो हम लोग पीछे रह गए थे, and there were people coming to us कि मैडम एक फोटो, and these girls who have won medal for our country, Vinesh Fogart, Geeta, Babita, so they all were surrounding three of us and protecting us. It was a crazy feeling. And these girls with powerful muscles and beautiful Indian attire, they were looking absolutely fierce.
Yeah. Okay, so let's ask you, what is your I will not conform moment, Bani? When did it start for you? I mean, every moment is that now. But what is your when did it begin for you, when you decided that I'm going to be my own person? Because you went through quite a journey getting to where you are right now.
I think my mother would be the best person to tell you what was my moment.
Well, she told you? What
I haven't asked her. You should have told me this before. I would have asked her. I'd be like, Mom, what was my moment? When did you realize I was just flying off the handle and there was no bringing me back down to earth? When did this happen? What did you do? What did you feed me that day? Am I still eating it? I don't know. I think it was when... I have no idea, dude. I got my first tattoo when I was like 14, maybe 15, and my mom was with me. She held my hand. I got it from her tattoo artist in Goa, Munna, what up. And then I just never... I think my mom obviously had a lot to do with it because she never raised me and my sister to be like, you have to be like this, you have to wear this, and you can only dress like this, and you cannot say these things. She never said that. We were just allowed to be who we wanted to be. And she really nurtured that. We would listen to like all kinds of music. I was just allowed to do all kinds of crafts and arts whenever I wanted to. We went to Woodstock, which is like, which was this really crazy school, and we were taught to be individuals, which is, I think, the best thing in the world. Just be yourself, be an individual, find out who you are, whether it's getting tattooed from head to toe or not, man, whether, whatever it is, man, just find your flow, and go with it. Yeah, I'm serious. And then you will face a lot of resistance, of course. But then I think that over time, people will get used to your madness, and then they'll say, ye aisi hi hai. Ye aisi hi hai. In the beginning, it'll be like, ye kya ho raha hai? What is this? 1 tattoo, 2 tattoo, 3? Ye kya ho raha hai? Stop getting tattoos. I faced all of this. So that one moment, I will ask her and I'll tweet about it or something and let you know.
Please do.
I will ask her.
Okay, we'll open up the floor to questions now. So if anyone has a question for any of these, if any of you dare to ask them anything, please do raise your hand. And wow, nobody has the guts.
Feminists are not scary.
I think we need to pass a mic. There you go. You got a mic.
So my question is to Richa. Were you called different?
Actually came prepared. I thought it was going to be very serious gender politics, violence kind
Was
of
it
stuff.
not?
No, it was.
Yeah, I was like,
But
why did
I
she have
actually
notes
put
in her
lots
hand?
of notes together because
Yeah.
I feel so passionately about this.
Yes, so the question was, were you called different? How, again, we're talking about stereotypes in Bollywood, Hindi cinema also, actually.
Yeah.
So were you called a little different, that hatke kind of?
Every project, everything I ever did, every time. I mean, and it happens. It's just how we are used to compartmentalizing people. When I did my first film, I met someone who said, I was playing a supporting role. So they said, this female creative, whatever, director or whatever in a big leading channel today, told me at that time, first I thought you won't be able to act because you're hotter than the main lead, but then I thought when you act, they will not notice your hotness. So I told them not to worry, just add a few filters to the main lead and you will carry it, yeah. So you understand, it happens each time. It happens if you take a role where it happens to the best of, and this is a big problem with no, it's not changing. Last week I was interviewed by a BBC journalist who was very well read and had, gone to St. Stephen's College, etc. He was doing a Facebook Live, so I decided to take him on. Not last week, I can send you a link. He spoke about youngsters in Bollywood, and then he went on to call me a veteran. Me. I said, can you spell veteran? Do you know what veteran means? Or are you just dismissing? He's like, no, it's the kind of work you've done. So I said, is it because I was playing an older woman in Dagma that I am now in real life a veteran? So then is Prem Chopra a rapist? Because I don't know how that works. So each time it happens continuously, and you have to put people back in their places. Even so-called feminist friends, they, very well-meaning men and women, don't know the kind of biases that they're living with. And you have to point it out.
Is there anyone else? It's the lady here.
छुट्टी हो गई स्कूल अलार्म टाइम अप हो गया अच्छा
Can we get a grace period?
A mic. Can you get her mic?
My question is, all of you girls are such experts in describing your roles and all the experiences you've had in having to do your feminist role when it comes to fore. I want to know why in our lives did we have to come up with a vocabulary called feminism? There is no maleism. The fact that there is the word feminism, we first of all need to dismiss that word so that we are automatically equals. Feminism only comes to play because you got to defend yourself. We have to stop doing that and treat ourselves as equals so they get it. We don't need to say things and behave to prove it. And I think that, I know the world doesn't make it an easy place for women because of the centuries of, you know, the systems that have existed all over. But there were times when women were much more powerful than men, and it can evolve and happen again.
Right. So,
You know?
who would like to comment?
I think you are bang on. People ask me why Women's Day? If you want to be equal, why Women's Day? Why Women's Day? Because there needs to be a Women's Day. Until there needs to be a Women's Day where people like us can come together and shine the light on some of the things that affect us without ignoring them or brushing them under the carpet, with having opportunity. And today having millions of marketing money spent on it, with pink badges and pussy hats and whatnot. One day will come when it will be Equality Day. That's all. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
was a supremely enlightening and very entertaining session. And thank you for sharing all your experiences.
Yes,
Thank you.
absolutely. And wonderful. More cheers to sisterhood. I mean, women should love women, isn't it? Amazing. A huge round of applause for three of our guests. May I please call on stage Mrs. Rekha Puri, Chairperson, Vasant Valley School, to kindly come and felicitate our three speakers. Yes, we're getting gifts. Yay. Thank you so much. Thank you, Richa, Sania, and Vani. Thank you. Thank you. Let's have a huge round of applause for three of our guests for the very frank and candid views. Thank you once again.